Welcome everybody to the Spellbound Survivor Land of Oz Tribal Council. In a game of tense ideas, not touchy subjects. We're original here at Spellbound Survivor. We do not condone copyright infringement. A game of tense ideas. It was very competitive. And we need to go to a tiebreaker between Rafi and Scott. Rafi emerged victorious. So Rafi, you're in the final eight right now, and you got the superlative. Who's going to go home next? It can't be you going home tonight. So how does it feel? Do you feel like you needed it?
To, sorry, sorry, I wasn't prepared to be asked a question first. Um, so I got. Can you repeat it? Sorry.
No problem. I was just saying that you won individual immunity despite the fact that you also voted who's going home next. So how does it feel, and how much do you think you needed it?
To all the people that voted me for who is going home next, I just have one thing to say. Isn't that funny?
Okay. Got it. I bet you no problem. You laughed at us. Um, so actually, let's go over some of these superlatives. Because some of these have really like no consequence on the game, but a lot of them are in reference to stuff going on in the game. Alex, most likely to comp out. What's all that about, man?
You know, you know me. The allegations follow me wherever I go. But at the same time, I feel like, in games like these, it ends up being like who played the game best in like the other aspects as far as like social and strategic, and less about, you know, who won a bunch of competitions if that ends up happening. So I'm not trying to think about it too much, and I'm gonna hope that, it's not like top of people's minds.
And like some people may say like, oh, these are like flattering superlatives to get, right? Like all the positive ones. Hey, I'm most likely to win the game. Hey, I'm the biggest jury threat. What this, that, and the third. But you don't want that if you want to like manage your threat level. But at the same time, you don't want the negative ones either. So we're actually gonna go on to Richard, who was voted for the person who's been brainwashed in this game. Do you think that the people who win these awards are actually gonna have an effect on how people look at each other in the game? Or no?
I mean, I definitely think so. Like people can read into the smallest things. So having answers like this out in the open, just kind of brings it to the forefront. I felt terrible about it at first, even though I voted myself because I thought other people might think that. But I was lied to by the person that got voted the best liar in the game. So I really don't feel too bad about it because like, technically I was brainwashed by the best liar. So like kudos to them and I guess like I'm a fool.
And like there's people who get the good superlatives. There's people who get the bad superlatives. My next question goes to Chris Ann. You got no superlatives, not one award. Like, do you care? I know I care. I know I end up in games like fuck, man. Why no one vote me, man? What's your thoughts on that, Chris Ann? If you have any.
Um, you guys didn't put who is the most gorgeous player in the game, so I understand why I didn't get any superlatives. Yeah, that's my answer.
But maybe we'll put that in next season. But I just needed to make it a point that that's still me, because last season we had that question and I won it, and now it's still me. I'm glad that nothing's changed over the course of the last year that we hosted Spellbound. For people to say it's like Xander or something shit, I don't know. But we move on to Nathan. You survived by the skin of your teeth, and there were 11 votes, despite there being 10 people. Has there been any speculation as to what nonsense was going on with that last tribal council?
I mean, the only speculation I can come up with is that Jeremy played it on himself. There isn't really too much to think about because no one's ever talked to me like if they were the ones to play it. So that's like the only thing I can think of.
And speaking of the factor, like, oh, maybe someone played an advantage. We will never know where that vote was directed. That vote could have been towards Nathan, that vote could have been towards Jeremy. Obviously I can't tell you. But speaking of advantages, the idle board. We haven't seen something like that make an appearance in a very long time, Shelly, and so much game has happened since we may have last seen an advantage come up. Do you think that something's going to come up tonight? Although instantly I asked her a question, she muted and she turned off her camera.
Wait, I'm not trying to.
Oh no, I was I don't know if okay, so no, the question was I'll just repeat it again, reword it even.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, I'm just like I keep having to. I hate Zoom for phones. Like it just is garbage. So I'm sorry.
I thought it was intentional. I was like, got it. I
No.
just said Jacob, yeah, mutes it then turns off camera. I thought it was funny.
Okay, what was
Um,
the question?
so the question was just like, what's the likelihood of something from the idle board coming up tonight? You know, we haven't seen many things as of yet.
I have tried to speculate. It's probably like the thing that's number one on my mind, especially after last tribal. But I've put together some things that I know have disappeared from the idle board, and so I know things are out there. Um, but trying to speculate about who has what at any given time, people are obviously holding that information really close chest. So it's like anything that I say is just pure confirmation bias or pure instinct. It's really based on nothing, and I don't feel like that's not an element of gameplay that I feel like I can control.
Yeah, but of course, the one aspect you can control is the votes, how you're able to, gather the troops, so to speak, to try to maybe potentially combat an advantage or, just try to influence in a way to where you're in the best position afterwards. So my next question goes to giraffes. If there's been speculation of idols and advantages, and this impression that there is stuff out there, we just don't know who has it. How do you get to play around something like that?
I mean, in all honesty, the best you can do is just plot the best you can. Um, I know tonight for me at least, I'm just going balls to the wall, hoping for a Hail Mary pass and just basically pray that I make it through this round.
And last question goes to Scott. Like these last couple tribal councils, I've made it a note, like, oh, I've read every single vote. This has been pretty close, only by one vote differences. And while at first it was said, oh, it's because of the nature of Live Night that was as close as it was, and yet it was still 6-5 the next round. I believe maybe that's going to be a precedent for the rest of the season, that every vote is going to be super close. So Scott, do you think that we're going to get something crazy happening regarding the vote count?
Honestly, you never know in this game, but I don't know if the vote's going to be crazy. But what I do know is I want to ask you something, Jacob.
Hey, what's up?
I am under the impression that I have something that I'm supposed to give to you right now.
Sure. What is it
I
that you
think
want
I
to give?
have this parchment that says steal a vote and present this to Jacob before we vote.
Okay, so I can confirm this is this is an empty parchment. I have flashcards, but this is in fact a steal a vote, meaning that Scott has the responsibility of casting 2 votes tonight, and whomever he chooses to use this on, they will no longer have the ability to vote. So Scott, who would you like to steal the vote from?
I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I'm going to be stealing Nathan's vote tonight.
Okay, yoink. That is me reaching over through my screen all the way to Florida to grab Nathan's parchment. Nathan, you will not be casting a vote. Scott, you will be casting 2 votes. And that concludes the end of the Tribal Council questionnaire section. But before we get into casting the votes, it's been a while since I've asked like those hand raising questions. And so we're gonna ask them again. Raise your hand if you think you're safe. I'm about to say, I was looking dead at Rafi. I was like, that motherfucker better raise his hand. Raise your hand if you think you're catching some votes tonight.
I mean, now I do. What the heck is going on?
Raise your hand if you think you're going home. Okay. I had someone not raise their hand for the I'm getting votes, but raise their hand for I'm going home. I want to see how that happens. But guys, it is time to vote. This is being not live streamed, due to Tawny currently being places at this moment. But this will be sent to the VL. So send shout outs if you so choose. And best of luck to everybody, and I'll come back with the vote count.
Shout out to all my dogs at the crib. Shout out to Julia, who's in my host chat.
Shout out to the only person with immunity feeling like they're so comfortable they can do shout outs right now and not be like just totally freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean,
Shout out to Scott, who is so fucking fake.
oh,
That's who we should shout out. Thank you. Love you.
Shout out to the person who's apparently had my name in their mouth since, the Rachel vote. Go off, sis, but
Girl, every single player in this game has had your name. I was not the only one on that tribe. So that's where I'm confused about. Like, I was not the only one on that
get
tribe.
word that it was mostly you and Jared, and so that's where my saltiness is coming from.
But you think that I'm the sole player that did that. That's cool. You
No,
never
you
even talked to me. You've never even talked to me. You've never
to
made
you.
a
I
like
talk game to you.
yeah, you've never even made like a chance to talk to me. You just say good morning. That's all you say.
Sometimes that's all that needs to be said is a good morning.
I mean, it just shows a lot. That's all.
It does. It does show a lot.
Gosh, she is taking extra long tonight on me. I'm sweating.
it's an uncomfortable silence.
My cat is, can you see his tail? He's like back here standing on my table that I was playing.
Shout out to Sabrina Carpenter, I guess, who was just in Tampa. I don't know. People are still talking about her, and I just want to add a shout out to the list.
Did he go to Fiji to get these votes, or?
I'll admit, I forgot I didn't send my vote in early, so I just voted. That's why he's taking so long.
All right, everybody. I have the votes. Before I read the votes, if anybody has an idol or an advantage that they would like to play, now is the time to do so.
I would like to play my idol on Nathan. Thanks.
Well, that was quick. Okay, so this, I finally can use it. I can use it. Where the fuck is it? 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 I literally had a necklace. Thank God. Oh gosh. This is an individual immunity idol. Any votes cast against Nathan will not count. Now the window will open up again because Rafi was so quick. Okay, the window is closed. But there's one more thing that I do need to establish here. Due to the idol board, someone here incurred a punishment meaning that their vote will have to be revealed. This first vote I will read is Scott's vote. The vote Scott casted, not the one that Scott is casting with Nathan's. So I'll clarify that. That person's is Chris Ann. But now we will move forward with the reading of the votes. Next vote. Nathan does not count. Giraffes. We have 1 vote Chris Ann, 1 vote Giraffes. Giraffes. That's 2 votes Giraffes, 1 vote Chris Ann. We're at a tie. 2 votes Giraffes, 2 votes Chris Ann. Giraffes. That's 3 votes Giraffes, 2 votes Chris Ann. We're at a tie again. That's 3 votes Giraffes, 3 votes Chris Ann. Chris Ann. That is 4 votes Chris Ann, 3 votes Giraffes, 1 vote left. Next person vote off of Spellbound Survivor Land of Oz. And the third member of our jury, Chris Ann. That is 5. And tonight, that is enough. By all means, if you have any final
Do
words.
I get words?
You have words, yeah.
Okay. Scott, you are a fake bitch. Alex, I don't know if you're a fake bitch. The jury's still out. Giraffes and Shelly. I don't really care. I was with y'all anyways. Richard, you're also a fake bitch. I will be a jury member. My vote does count. I have been known to sway juries. Scott, you're smiling and looking at me when you've wasted so much time. Okay, since I have the time.
Because I know I'm not going to win anyway,
It's my
honey, so
time.
it's
Shut the
fine.
fuck up. It's my time. Thank you. Mute. As I was saying, I don't like getting on VCs with people. If you are just gonna vote me out, don't waste my motherfucking time. I didn't have to sit down and VC with any of you bitches. I don't like talking on the phone. I gave you multiple hours of my fucking time. You didn't have to talk to me, not once. Cool? Got it? Rest in hell. Goodbye.
Well, Chris Ann, first off, I do want to say, whenever you do get the chance to bring this back, to watch this back, thank you so much for playing Spellbound. I have been dying to host you for millennia. I've seen you do great in other games. Obviously, I'm on a prod team with you, and it took us moving to Discord to finally get you to do it. Although you did say that you would do it, so I stopped asking you to do it. I'm still glad that you chose to concede and choose Land of Oz. Thank you so much. But unfortunately, the tribe has spoken, leaving us here with our final 8 people. 8 people left in the game. That's such a cool number. I love the number 8 so much. That's what I'm going to make the size of the
Ocho.
jury. There's going to be a jury of 8. And for the first time in Spellbound Survivor, we're going to be having a final 3. We have 5 more tribal councils from here to now before we see which 3 of you will be pleading your case to the jury as to why you deserve to join Timmy, Julia, and Sam in the glorious Spellbound Survivor winner circle. I'll leave you guys to that. I asked if there was going to be stuff coming up tonight, and there was a couple items in play tonight. Let's see if there's going to be any more. Best of luck to you all.
Didn't I tell you I'd misplay my idol Jacob in our interview? Didn't I say that?
I can't say it.